I think I did something to one of the rewards. Or one of the risks here. Oh, I think I changed that one. Well, let's go back to, that's 0.18, right? Let's go back to the solver. Let's keep those, but no longer have that. Okay. All right. Now I want to add more data to this chart. Click on the chart, chart design, select data. We're going to add a series. Let's call this only non-negative. The X values are, remember, X values are the risks, and Y values are the rewards. Let's pick this one. I'm going to do a solid line, make it a bit thicker. Let's look at the markers. I should be able to make that bigger. I think. I'm not sure. Anyway. It may be better to move that legend to bottom, but we'll worry about that later. So if there are restrictions on what you can do, even the minimum variance portfolio you can have may be indeed inefficient, okay? But even in this case, that doesn't seem to be a downward sloping part, all right? Next, I'm gonna kind of get it started, but I'm gonna give it to you guys as a homework on an extended data set later, as a group homework, because it is a lot of work, so you can divide it in between. Now let's worry about portfolios where shorting is possible. And leveraging is also, if shorting is possible, they're going to allow some weights to be greater than 1. Okay. But here's what I'm going to do. Restrictions. No weight shall be less than negative 0.25. So even if you short it, I'm not going to let you short more than a quarter of the portfolio size, okay? So if you got $1 million worth of portfolio, you can't be shorting more than $250,000 total, or on an individual, or just on an individual stock, not total. No weight shall be greater than 1.5. I'm just putting some restrictions on you. You can't short an individual stocks. If you short an individual stock, the amount shorted cannot be greater than a quarter of the portfolio. Total amount shorted cannot be greater than negative 0.75, and none of the weights can be greater than 150. So some stocks may be overweight, but not by too much. Now let's think about how to implement these. Here is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to be kind of creative. Let's insert another line here. My year restrictions. I haven't worked on the properties of these. I can don't move or size with cells. So if those cells are moved, that thing is going to stay there in its original form. I can also write a label on it. Alt text. This is for getting ready for next solver. I don't know what that means. Apparently that's not the alt text. Edit text. All right. I'm gonna put in, let's do this. Max weight. Maximum of these weights, okay? So when I'm imposing the restriction that no weight shall be greater than 150, if that max weight is less than or equal to 150, we're home, right? Let's do it this way. Min weight, minimum of these, and total negative weight. There's a function in Excel called SUMIF. it literally does a sum conditional on a criteria. The first one is where is the criteria? Right here. Okay. The second one is what's the criteria? Less than 0. The third one is what are you adding up? For example, it only adds the negative ones. Okay. Now I can impose my restrictions. No weight shall be greater than 150. That means max weight has to be less than or equal to 150. No weight shall be less than negative 0.25. Min weight has to be greater than or equal to negative 0.25. Total amount shorted cannot be greater than 0.75. Same thing here. If I want, I could also impose a restriction on total amount. Well, this will pretty much do it. Now let's impose our restrictions. Data solver, okay? I want to minimize my risk by changing these weights subject to weights adding up to 1, reward equals to the target, and I want those 3 more restrictions. Sorry guys, let me make this silent. Now, let's start with 0. Oops. I haven't set it up yet. So I'm going to make this 0 for now.